Tarot. Today is Podcast Thursday, so we are just going to be talking about some topics here. Not This is not a tarot reading, all right? So if you want to hang out and discuss topics, then that is what we're doing today, but not a tarot reading. Sorry about the puppies in the house. I know they're loud. I can't wait till the weather gets better so I can kick these dogs out. So, kick these dogs outside. All right. So anyway, um, I forgot to do the. Well, let's get your astrology forecast for the zodiacs. Let's do that. All right. Before we get going here, I always do that, and I forgot. All right. All right. One moment. Let's get your astrology forecast brought up. All right. Let's see. Oh, I want weekly. All right, hang on here. You guys just piling in. This is not a tarot. That is tomorrow. Tomorrow's tarot session is uh free for all Friday or something like that. But and it starts at 2. All right, and it starts at 2. All right. Gosh, them dogs. One moment. Here I am. Here I am to save the day. Oh, well, this tablet's going to be dumb. All right. This tablet's going to be dumb. All right. Let's do Aries. Aries, your weekly forecast begins Sunday, the January 19th, with the sun entering the sign of Aquarius. The sun will be in Aquarius until February 18th. Over the next 4 weeks, there's a lot of positive energy when you think about the future and envision the life you want. All right, Aries, you have a direct connection to the higher powers now, and the thoughts, hopes, and wishes that you have uh, take on extra energy. Take a few minutes each day to visualize a bright and happy future. I like that. All right, let's go on to Taurus. One moment, please. All right, Taurus. This week begins on Sunday, January 19th, with the sun entering the sign of Aquarius. Over the next 4 weeks, there's a lot of positive career energy. This is a good time to move up in your current company, Taurus. You could be changing jobs to make more money or get a better title. If you own a business, it's quite possible your business will expand during these 4 weeks. All right, I like that. Let's go on to Gemini. While y'all are rolling in, hello, hello. Gemini, over the next 4 weeks, you could get hooked on a new topic. And now you want to know everything about it. Gemini, you might watch videos or take a class. You're immersing yourself in a new subject and coming out on the other end with a lot of expertise. I like that. All right, up next is Cancer. Let's see what's going on for the Cancers. I am a Cancer moon, so I am right there with you. All right. Over the next 4 weeks, you have opportunities around business income, passive income, investments, and gifts from family members. This is a good time to pay attention to your investment portfolio and meet with your financial advisor or accountant. Also, Consider gathering with family members to talk about finances so everyone is on the same page. All right, there's Cancer. Up next is Leo. One moment. Leo. All right. Over the next 4 weeks, Leo, you have opportunities to connect with helpful people, influencers, and even celebrities. You can expand your circle of friends or find someone for a business partnership. You could also meet someone who is looking for a love relationship. And I bet that makes you happy if you're single. That was for Leo. Up next is Virgo. One moment. All right, Virgo. Over the next 4 weeks, you can make great strides when it comes to your general well being. You might get answers to a problem you've struggled with for a while. The good habits that you've been working on lately are giving you really solid results. This is also good energy around finding helpful people for your work or projects. All right. Up next is Libra. And hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. How are you feeling, honey? How are you feeling? Hello. Hello wasn't feeling very well this last week. All right. Libra. Over the next 4 weeks, the energy around creativity, fertility, and children are very strong. You will have more opportunities to express yourself through artwork, music, and design. And I know a lot of Libras are very, very good about home interior decorating. I don't know a Libra that is not sharp on that stuff. All right. If you're looking to expand your family, you will have more luck and more options for assistance. Children and younger relatives might interact with you more during this time. All right. Up next is Scorpio. Scorpio. All right. As soon as this thinks about it. Scorpio, over the next 4 weeks. Are you done? All right. Over the next 4 weeks, opportunities are focused on your family and home. And I just took a Scorpio shopping, and I know that to be true because she bought a lot of knickknacks and wall plaques. All right. If you're looking to buy property, you might have more opportunities to find what you're looking for and to get funding. If you're doing home renovations, you have more luck when it comes to finding good people. It's possible that someone will be moving in or out of your home. I don't know if that's good or not. All right, Sagittarius. Look what I got me today. Yeah, it's got pineapple in it. It's coconut water. Coconut's very, very good for you. It's got a lot of antioxidants and inflammatory. I don't know the word. All right. Sagittarius, over the next 4 weeks, you could have more positive interactions with siblings, cousins, and relatives who are around your age. A dispute between you and the neighbor might melt away and disappear. A contract you've been waiting for could arrive. It's likely that you will receive a lot of more emails and text during this time. All right. Up next is Capricorn. My Capris. Over the next 4 weeks, Capricorn, you may have more financial opportunities coming your way. You could diverse revenue sources by having a small business or a passive income source. You might get an opportunity to land a new job or promotion. It's also possible you'll receive a gift of money at this time. Who doesn't like money? All right. Aquarius. That's me. All right. Over the next 4 weeks, Aquarius, the more new things you do, the better your year will go. This is a seed planting time, and you need to plant a lot of seeds to reap a big harvest. Meet new people and go new places. Um, and have new experiences. Any one of these could grow into something new and exciting in your life. All right, Aquarius. Last but not least, Pisces. Let's see what's going on for the Pisces. All right, Pisces, over the next 4 weeks, you might receive active help from your angels and guides. You could experience expanded awareness in your meditation practice. Now you're able to release negative emotions from the past and discard limiting beliefs. All right, and there is your astrology forecast for the week. Thank you for that. All right. So, hello, everybody. Hello, hello. How is everybody doing? Make sure you guys tap the thumbs up button, please. All right. So, today's topics we are discussing righteous anger. What is it? And conscious living. What it is. All right. So, righteous anger, by definition, is strong feelings of displeasure that is morally justified, but it's mostly fueled by grief. All right, not rage. Usually, it's usually over uh, people getting harmed. All right, it is about justice and compassion, and it is different from sinful anger, which is characterized by pride and self fulfillment. All right. Righteous anger cares about others. So basically, when you feel angry, and a lot of these, I don't know, teachers or uh, gurus or psychic people, they always tell you love and light, love and light. I don't, but I didn't really, I like the part about righteous anger because I never really thought that being angry for the right reason was wrong. So, that's why I was like, there's gotta be a reason, right? That it's okay to be angry. And righteous anger is because you're angry when you feel like others are being hurt. This is not about yourself getting hurt. This is about, like when somebody's life is taken over suicide or a car wreck from a drunk driver or something like that. That's righteous anger. That kind of anger is okay. And that kind of anger, I don't think that's an anger that you should not necessarily feel or ignore or feel bad for. And so I really wanted to delve into the difference of, like I said, righteous anger versus what they would call sinful anger, which is like if somebody insults you, or this is sinful anger is about me, what's happening to me, what makes me mad. They would say that's more of a sinful anger, and that is the anger that you shouldn't uh you know be in all the time. But righteous anger is okay because it's coming from a place of, like I said, compassion for others. So if you ever wondered if it was okay to be angry, I'm going to say that that's probably, if it is righteous anger, then it's okay for you to be angry. I know a lot of people, like I said, they feel bad when they're angry, or they get chastised, for being angry over something. And I think a lot of people, that's why a lot of people are afraid to talk about, being angry, or afraid that they're going to be looked at for being angry. Like, you don't have no reason to be angry. But I think some circumstances you absolutely have every right to be angry. So what is it that you guys think? Have you guys experienced righteous anger? Or, you know, I would think righteous anger. Yeah, I mean, like yesterday, I guess it wasn't really righteous anger, but it's the fact that there's a lot of people that need help, and that you have these people on YouTube that want to help for a price tag. I think that makes me angry, and that is righteous anger, because I think that a lot more people should be very compassionate towards other people, and you know want to not look. You don't have to give away the farm, right? You don't have to give away the farm to help somebody, but if you're in the position to help somebody and money isn't an object, I don't know why you wouldn't. So, does that make sense to anybody? Let me check my chat here. If you guys have questions, then just like give me a flag or something. So that girl's pretty, says shout out for Pensacola, Florida. We still building snowmen on our beaches down here. It's insane. That that girl's pretty. You need to give those pictures of snowmen on the beach to Ryan Hall, y'all. Ryan Hall, y'all. He was actually looking for those pictures when he was covering your guys' weather. He actually wants those pictures. And it is at Ryan Hall, y'all, on Instagram. So if you got pictures, that's pretty. Send him those pictures, okay? Send him those pictures. All right. Let me go up to the chat here and make sure I haven't missed any questions here. So anyway, I just wanted to cover righteous anger because, like I said, I feel like a lot of people will chastise other people for being angry and tell them that they're out of control, or their feelings are out of control, or they're being mad for no reason. No. And then, like I said, I think if it's righteous anger, I think you have every right to be mad, If somebody is fucking up somebody, or fucking up something, you know. Hello says, I think it's normal emotion, but because when people get mad or angry, other people see them as crazy. Exactly. Which is why people don't normalize the feeling of anger. Yep. But I'm here to tell you that it's okay to be angry, all right? It's okay to be angry. It's not okay to lay your hands on people out of anger. That's never okay. But if you're genuinely angry over something and you want to express it verbally, I think that's okay. But I'm not talking about the Karens that are in Walmart fighting over the last toilet paper. I'm not talking about that either. That's not righteous anger. That's just being selfish. Because there's other things that you can wipe your butt on, like paper towels, napkins. I mean, come on. But Reiki activate. Yes, I agree. We can do love and light and divine chaos. Yes. So anyway, I wanted to touch a base on that because, like I said, a lot of people I think are shoving down their angry feelings because they're told by society that that's it's not good to be angry. But that's not healthy either, shoving down angry feelings if you're not willing to talk about it. I don't think that's healthy either. So Divine Tarot, yeah, I've been there and it's no fun being in an abusive relationship. I never want to relive that again. Amen. I was in an abusive relationship with my first husband. His name was Harold. We were, I think, 8 or 9 years apart, him being older. And, surprisingly enough, this is a guy that I had wished for 2 years. I met him at work, and I don't know, like, he was like a bodybuilder, he was like the high school jock, so he was very popular. And for some reason, he had his eye on me all the time. And for 2 years, either he was in a relationship, I was in a relationship, we were both in a relationship. But come about 2 years, uh, we both ended up being single at the same time and got together. And I thought that that was my forever person. No. Oh, and I wished I would have listened to people. People did warn me about him, honestly. People did, like my ex-boyfriends, actually went out of their way to find out things about Harold. But when an ex-boyfriend is telling you things about the future husband, the love of your life, you're not going to listen because it's coming from an ex-boyfriend, and you're like, they're just jealous. But no, they were actually trying to warn me for my own good that this person was very abusive. And I found out a year later, actually started into 6 months into the relationship, when he started throwing his tantrums and like punching the walls and throwing shit and stuff like that. And I wasn't in enough relationships because I was only 21. And he was like, besides having my high school boyfriend, he was my next real relationship. So I really didn't know nothing about, red flags or what to look for. And I thought that he was just angry, righteous anger, right? When he was punching walls and throwing shit, it wasn't a red flag to me. But um, the more we kept going into the marriage, 6 months was going into 9 months. I kept seeing more and more, um, aggressive anger. And by the time the year was rolling around, I knew that I had made a big mistake. And it's not in Arkansas, it's not too late to get an annulment if you can catch your marriage under a year and get your marriage annulled. Well, come to find out, though, deer camp was coming up for him, and he was going to be gone for a week. And I had planned on leaving him the week that he was going to deer camp because I figured I could get all my shit out, get away from the house. I see the super chat. Hello, Jenny. I see your super chat. Thank you. But anyway, I figured I could get away from him and while he was at deer camp, and not really have a escalated problem on my hand. But I told one of my friends, and that friend told her husband, and the husband let it slip, and then he found out. So, yeah, that's when I got my ass handed to me. And yep, so I know all about abusive relationships. The second marriage, he was a cheater. He was a truck driver, trying to keep his pecker in his pants to save his life. So that ended in 7 years. And then the one I'm married to now, I'm still married to, because he's not like any of that. So, oh my God, are the trolls out today? Are the trolls out today? All right. Make sure you guys are getting rid of the trolls. All right. Stupid asses. Are you guys kicking them? Okay. So anyway, yeah, I know about bad relationships. Divine Tarot. Eric says, I was just kicked out of the religious chat for saying the devil's fucking sucks. What the heck? He does, doesn't he? He was kicked out of my chat for saying that, Eric. Hello, where are you from? Beautiful, gross. All right. So, hello, Muscan. You just woke up from the nap. Well, hello, Anna. Hello. So, anyway. All right. Is there anybody? Glad to see you too. Thank you. Podcasts will be on my face. Now, when we get to 10,000 subscribers, this is what it's going to be all the time. on 10,000 subscribers. So, but just a podcast is going to be on my face because I don't think you want to listen to me talk and look at my desk. um, oh, Muscan, best of luck to you on your exam. Yep, best of luck. I know you've got it. I know you've got it, Muscan. So, um, all right. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about was conscious living. All right. So conscious living is defined by being intentionally aware of your thoughts, actions, and your impact on other people or circumstances. All right. Making deliberate choices with mindfulness and self reflection. How to practice conscious living is by meditating, journaling, yoga, the attitude of gratitude, sustainable living. All right. Now, unconscious living is making chaotic choices without thought, care, or emotions. All right. So there is unconscious living. That is a thing. And I think a lot of people, like probably what, 90% of the people probably live unconscious living. I don't think there's very many people that have a conscious living, by by thinking before they do. I think you got a lot of people who don't think before they do anything. They just fly by the seat of their pants. So, um, yeah. So, but I wanted to, because I know a lot of people when they hear the term conscious living, they're like, "What is that?" So, conscious living is being intentionally aware of your thoughts and actions because your thoughts and actions impact others. All right. So, yes. And I know a lot, like I said, a lot of people didn't know what conscious living was. And I know that conscious living is a term that's thrown around a lot in the tarot community. But I don't know. Either people are just like, well, I don't know what that is and I'm not looking it up and I don't care. Or, yep, and then don't really give a shit. I think more people need to be more self aware. I think so too. I think so too. Yeah, especially like the chaotic Kens and the um, out of control Nancy's and Karens. I think they definitely are unconscious living. I don't think they give a shit about anything, how they affect anything, how their words affect anybody. They don't give a fuck. So, but I wanted to go over like what would help you as far as conscious living. Um, so it's about meditating, journaling, yoga, gratitude, and sustainable living. All right. Oh my God, I know. So I look old because I'm 54, dumbass. But anyways, thank you for the super chat though. I don't know where she went, but yeah. So those are the topics that I wanted to talk about. I didn't think that they would be that easy, or if anybody has anything to ask, and you can ask me anything. We don't have to actually just go on topics, but you can ask me anything, or we can talk about anything, or someone called me gangster at this age. So, it's crazy. Gangster. So, yeah. So, anyways, is there anything anybody wants to discuss at all? Anybody? I don't know. There's only, 18 of you in here, so. Anything you want to talk about? Anything that's on your mind? Anything that's pressing? Hello, what do you think of both of the topics you mentioned? How they are alike and different? I think that if you're in conscious living and you get angry, I think that you are probably very well aware of righteous anger. You know what I'm saying? I do think that they could go hand in hand if you get angry, while you're trying to conscious live. Um and then you're going to come from a place of, not not being without thought or care or emotions. If you get mad about something, then I would say righteous anger is a part of conscious living. Yeah, I would say that. Yep. Hello, Dan. Hello, B. Is the moon having any thing with what's going on with nature and crazy people? Well, let's see here. Astrology forecast of the moon. Um, let's see here. Let's see. Trying to get some information on that. It says today's moon is a Scorpio moon, which entered the sign on January 21st. The moon transits to a different sign every 2.5 days. Okay. Moon entered the zodiac sign Scorpio and will remain in this sign for 2 days before moving into Sagittarius. It says, as the moon enters the water sign Scorpio, every situation, every feeling, and every emotion will be intensified, especially in relationships. Psychic intuitive powers are ignited that are instantaneously into kicking you into your feelings. Being a water sign, a Scorpio moon enhances and deeply intensifies emotional and vulnerable encounters. Um, Difference and inhibitions slowly start to blur as the elevated emotions provoke to act prematurely, especially in relationships. Sexual drive is at the peak during this Scorpio, making one irresistible and sensual. This knowledge must make them refrain from making big decisions in matters of importance. A Scorpio moon draws a definite mental self discipline that makes one goal oriented and confident. Secrecy of anything emotional or intense could be a problem during this moon. There you go. It says this is also a good time to end things, especially relationships. Wow. However, do not buy them as a gift. Oh, this is not a time to buy antiques as a gift. I wonder why. Maybe you're going to be getting a fake antique. So, there you go on your moon cycle. Oh my god. Elisa, what made you want to talk about these topics today? I have 42 topics to talk about. And so I just picked these out of the list. Because righteous anger and conscious living actually goes hand in hand, I think. So, And that's what I think. Your Cancer sun, moon, Scorpio. I'm rising and sun sign Aquarius. Moon is Cancer. Super chat. All right, let me see my super chat question. Hang on. I missed my super chat question. Hang on. Where's my super chat? Do you believe in parallel worlds? Yes, Jenny, no. I sure do. Yep. I sure do. Do you believe in parallel realities? Yes, I do. And I believe that you time shift parallel realities all the time, Jenny, no. I think that you can jump timelines into other parallel realities. I think, like, there was a meme that went around a long time ago that said every time that you've opened the refrigerator door, you're jumping a parallel reality. I thought that was pretty cute. But I think that you do a lot of things. Remember how I used to tell you guys that if you wanted to see things differently happening in your day to day, that you need to do different things. You can't wake up, get dressed, have coffee the same day all the time, the same thing. You can't get in your car, take Main Street to Ninth Avenue to your work, do the same thing, get back in your car, take Ninth Street to Main Street back home, do the same thing, watch the same TV programs. If you're going to do that, I don't think that your chance to timeline jump into parallel realities, I think it's a lot harder because you're not doing anything different. But I think that if you make decisions about doing different things throughout the day, like say you're on your way to work and you decide to take Grand Avenue instead of Main Street, I think it puts you on a different parallel timeline. And so if you guys are thinking or feeling like you're just on a time loop of the same old, same old, same old, it's because you're not doing anything different with your life. So if you want to see different things happen all the time, that you have to start implementing doing different things in your daily routines. Don't be doing the same thing day in and day out, day in and day out, or you're not going to be jumping parallel timelines, and that your how would I say that, your options when you get on uh timelines that are parallel, um they become more and more when you start switching up stuff. That's what I think, anyway. So, yes, I believe in parallel realities. All right. Oh, it was Jenny's. Now it's okay. Hello, Mary. There was a upload of Carl Sagan talking about the fourth dimension. Smart man. Grand Avenue, right down my street. There you go. Do you think deja vu is timeline jumping? Mm-mm. I think deja vu is dreaming. I think deja vu is that you had the dream of a future event, and now in reality, you're actually doing the event. I think deja vu actually comes from dreamland. I don't think it comes from parallel. I was gonna say parallel parking, parallel timeline jumping. So that's what I think. I think deja vu comes from dreaming. I think you dream or you have some kind of premonition of the future somehow, and then in your waking life you actually end up doing it, and that's why you're like, I've done this before. I know I have. So, amateur shadow worker is my other profile. How come we've never seen that profile? So, you just had that feeling the other day. IHOP makes me want pancakes. Who's talking about IHOP? It's been a really, really long time since I've had a deja vu moment. I haven't had a deja vu moment in years. I used to have them all the time. When I was probably in my 20s and 30s, I would have deja vu moments a lot. But after you get older, I don't know if it's just not important enough where you don't have deja vu moments. But I haven't had a deja vu moment for a long time. So Dan was talking about IHOP. My favorite breakfast place is Denny's. Hands down. It'll always be Denny's. It will never be IHOP or Waffle House, or it's always going to be Denny's. I love Denny's. Now I may have to make me some pancakes. I'll tell you though, the best way to make pancakes though is put Sprite in your pancake batter, not water. Your pancakes will literally be this thick. They will be thick and fluffy and sweet. If you want really good restaurant pancakes, put Sprite in your batter, not water. It's delicious. My grandkids love it. Nobody did that before, and then I watched a TikTok, where they put Sprite in there. It was that guy that goes every time he does a video. It's that guy with the red hair. Anyway, he put Sprite in his pancakes, and I watched it, and they look delicious. And then so when I go visit the grandbabies, I put Sprite in my pancakes, and they love it. It kind of made my son a little bit. It kind of made my son a little bit mad because he doesn't put Sprite in his pancakes, and the grandbabies, because pancakes was his thing with his babies, but they were like, "Grandma, these are really good." And Cody, that's my oldest son's name. Cody was like, "Yeah, but my pancakes are good too, right?" And the babies are like, "Yeah, Dad, your pancakes are good, but I don't think they're as good as mine." So, yep. Put Sprite in it. Hello, Jane Vick. What do you think of star seeds? Yeah, I think star seeds are a thing. Yep. I think star seed children are a thing, and rainbow children are a thing, and indigo children. They are all a thing. But I don't know. Like, there's people my age that say that they're star seeds, and I don't know if I necessarily believe that because um I think how would I put that? I think that children that are now reincarnating to Earth are the star seeds and the rainbow children and the indigo children. That's what I think. I think that, how would I put that? And why do I think that? I don't know. It's just a feeling why I think that. But I think that because you have a lot of children that are reincarnating that remember their past lives, I mean, seriously, you can get on YouTube, you can get on TikTok, you can get on Instagram, and you can just Google it. But there are a lot of children that are, telling their parents, like, I remember living here, or I remember what happened to me, or my body is buried in the back of this old man's yard, and it's all correct. So I think that those are the star children, those are the indigo children, and those are the rainbow children. And I think that they're brought back because they are the ones that are going to change our future as far as getting better about being kind to one another. That's what I think. So that's what I think. Hang on here. One moment. Let me go back up here. Let me see here. All right, and that was for Elisa. Hello, Jacob. Hello says, So, what do you consider timeline jumping, and how do you know you did it? Well, I'm going to say most people probably wouldn't know that they did it unless something out of the blue happens, Like, say you were doing the same thing every day, and then all of the sudden, yeah, an ex that you haven't talked to for like 20 years comes knocking at your door, and hi, you know um I've been thinking about you, or I want to get back together, or I've been in the neighborhood and thought I'd stop by. I think those are the moments where you timeline jump somehow, somewhere. That's what I think. I think if you're paying attention, you could see that you timeline jump. Um, a lot of like, and you guys are probably gonna freak out, and you're gonna be like, "Holy shit!" Like, because I said it, you're gonna realize that. But when you're driving in traffic, look for the black and white cars. You will be in a line of traffic, and most of the cars are black and white, black and white, black and white, and count them. Like, I can be in a line of white cars, and I can have a bunch of cars passing me on the other lane. And then all of a sudden, I'm still in the white line of cars, black cars, black cars, black cars, black cars, black cars. And then we're still driving white cars, white cars, white cars, white cars, versus having colorful cars all around you. To me, I think that's an indication that I've timeline jumped, is when I start seeing black and white cars all around me. And now that you notice it, you're really going to notice it, and you're going to be like, holy shit. So I think that's one of the things that I consider timeline jumping. I think that is universe telling me that I'm on a different timeline. But I think that I think that like I said, just shit happening out of the blue that would never happen in a million years is all of a sudden at your feet. I think then you would know that your timeline jumped. I think it's a pretty good indication. Mary says, I'm just enjoying looking at that precious face. Thank you. Carl says, do you have a favorite? Is that supposed to be color? Yes, my favorite colors are purple and gray. Yep. Never mind says, girl, I fight so hard to talk to you. Well, here I am. Talk away. Sharon, your face, how amazing. Thank you guys. No reading for Thursdays? No, never mind. Thursdays are for podcast. And the reason that is because I have to pick up my grandson Trip from the daycare. And I wanted to do a podcast, and I had to pick a day. So here we are on Podcast Thursdays. All right. All right. Thank you, Wild Style. All right. My phone do the most. So anyway, that's how I think that if you guys want to really pay attention to whether you guys are jumping timelines or not, I think the universe lets you know. I think the universe has to let you know. Or I think that you're just going to start seeing something different. Another thing about somebody jumping timelines was that the building that she knew was always there her whole life, she goes by it and it's not there anymore. Or streets that you haven't been down for a while, you decide to go down because you remember certain things about the streets and it's not the same. If that's the case, you have timeline jumped. And I do believe that would be a good indication. It's like it's like the Mandela effect, but it's about your location or things that you just know. There was always a barber shop on the corner of Main and Ninth. And I went by the other day, and now it's a TV repair store. And I go in there to ask them what happened to Sam, who used to run the barber shop. And they're like, this has always been a TV repair store since 1989. We don't know what you're talking about. Then you have timeline jumped. So I do believe that there are ways to find out. So, how does the universe give people signs? I think that's how. Hello. So, but like I said, I love you, babe. I love you too. Never mind. Like I said, I think that that would be a good indication is just pay attention around you. Patterns. All right. That's why when I say black and white cars and only black and white cars, that's a pattern. Because, I mean, think about it. All of these car manufacturers here in the last, I don't know, 10, 15 years, were all about color. And like every time I saw the colors, I would think of Chinese checkers, the marbles, how bold those colors are in the marbles. Every time I saw a colored car, the reds and oranges and yellows, I would always think of the Chinese checkers. Now you don't see colored cars anymore. I don't. I just see black and white. So, yeah. So, yeah. I mean, you find marbles and coins. That's another thing too. Um, if I want to know I'm on the right track from the universe, I always find 11 cents. I always find a dime and a penny. So if you want signs like that, just ask the universe to give you a sign. But you got to make it specifically tailored for you, all right? You can take my 11 cents. Go ahead. I don't care. Because my best friend Rachel, who had passed away, when I told her that and she started asking the universe if she was on the right track, she started finding 11 cents everywhere around the house. So, a dime and a penny. So if you want some kind of sign from the universe, ask for it. Coins, marbles, buttons, something simple. So, repeated numbers are angel numbers, yep. But some people, if they see the same thing, they just say it's a coincidence. There's no such thing as coincidence, guys. No such thing. Everything's on purpose. Yes, I asked for 3 dimes. I asked for, and 3 dimes appeared. Mary, what do you mean when you say that we're no longer meant to break family curses due to the eclipse that took place? Yeah, the eclipse that took place last April in Aries, or January, February, March, April. Yeah, the eclipse that took place, the full eclipse that took place last year in Aries was the eclipse that wipes all of the family curses off. So that was the eclipse because it moved into Aries, because it was an eclipse in Aries. Aries is our beginning of the year. It is not January. It is not January. Aries, the month of Aries, the month of March or April, is actually our new year. And the reason why you don't know that is because they changed all of what you're supposed to be celebrating so that you celebrate it on the wrong day so that you don't manifest. So, when that eclipse happened in Aries, that was an eclipse that is about new beginnings and breaking generational curses. So, what about drones? What about drones? Never mind. Guess who's in the house? It's Rick. Hello, Rick. It's President Trump. Wouldn't that be awesome? President Trump come to our podcast. I love everybody. How are you doing? Just woke up. Well, I'm glad you had a little nappy nap. I love you too. Charles. What's up, Charles? What is that about? Well, we're gonna be deep diving, so you better get ready. Okay. I think that the drones. Okay. Well, I'm gonna say 2-part right here. I think that the drones was in New York, New Jersey, and the drones are going up everywhere is because they are planning to do a lot of weather catastrophe, just like in what's going on with Paradise, California. I think that they're actually looking at big cities that they can burn down, big cities that they can make some kind of weather thing happen. Because I think, what did they say? Well, I think at first that they were trying to blame the California fires on a arsonist. And then I think though that they tried to blame the California fires on lightning striking. But I think that there are people that showed pictures of the laser beam hitting certain parts, but they got wiped off the internet. But I think drones are actually up in the air and the government is doing it because the government wants to know what their next target is. I think that's part of it. Now, another part of it, I think that the drones are up in the air because for since 2020, I think that the government had planned on, and if you think about this, alien invasion. And that's why these newsreels now of alien contact, aliens have always been here, aliens have always talked to us. We've been dealing with aliens for years. And I think that's why that is now coming out. Because I think that they are really wanting to stage an alien invasion so that they can kill a lot of us, blame the aliens, and then have us unite as one under the government because the government will protect us against the aliens. So now I don't know if that's going to be a topic under Trump, but I think if somebody like Harris would have gotten office, and I think that was a thing with Biden, I honestly think that's why these alien news things are now rolling out, is because because I think Trump only has like 4 years, so we're still probably in trouble unless they get somebody really good like Trump in the White House. So I think that they're looking at land to destroy so that they drive down the population, or they can do smart cities, because remember they wanted those smart cities where they look like one big long train. And everybody was like, hell no, we're not doing that. So it's either that they're wanting to make those smart cities a thing so that they can get everybody in those smart cities. But in order to do that, they have to clear all of this shit out, burn it down. Or it's about alien invasions. They're wanting to, when people are paying attention to the drones, if nobody really paid attention to the drones and they're just like, oh, somebody was just flying a drone in the sky, then they would be like, oh, okay, well, nobody paid attention to the drones in the sky, so, but everybody was like, oh my God, look at all these fucking drones. And now they're like, ooh, like everybody's noticing the drones. I don't think we can do an alien invasion right now. I think we got too many people that are noticing shit, paying attention. So that's what I think that was about the drones. So is Texas next for disaster? I don't know, because I honestly think that, and I hate to say this because I'm not a Democrat or a Republican, but I honestly think that this is a Democrat-Republican type warfare. And I think that if some of the big cities are Democratic, like, I don't know, look at Paradise, California. Look at all of those surrounding cities. Were they blue when they were voted, or were they red? All right. I think that a lot of the fires were burning down red from the blue. But now that we got red in the house, I think a lot of the new fire starting down is going to be the blue cities, because the red's going to burn them down. I honestly think that this is a political game for them. So That's what I think. All right, let me go back up and see where I'm at here. Smart cities, yes. All right. I'm looking in your eyes. Thanks. Never mind. Okay. Hang on. Let me go back up and see my next question here. Okay. What about drones? Okay. Got that. Um, Sharon Cherry on Top says, can seeing birds be a sign? Like if you see a crow? Yes. Yep. Birds are your spirit animals, your totem animals. Yes. So anytime that you see any birds or lizards, if you're seeing like in a plethora of lizards, if you're seeing in a plethora of tarantulas, if you're seeing in a plethora of crows, if you're seeing in a plethora of owls, yes, those are definitely signs from the universe, and you need to look that up. All right. All right. Buy land cheap. Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Q is in charge. I don't know if Q is actually in charge. I think Q, I'm not saying that Q isn't real. I honestly believe in Q, but I think I think Q is just, it could have been a psyop. I mean, I'm not saying that's wrong, but I think it was a psyop to help people. I think Q, I think the people of Q actually was people that is around Looking Glass. And I think that when they were around Looking Glass and they were getting future messages, I think those messages were coming from Looking Glass. And if you guys don't know what Looking Glass is a crystal ball, I guess, something that was invented by somebody, I can't remember, but it actually can predict future events. And but the thing is that both sides, the evil side and the good side, have a looking glass. And so I think Q was made to let you guys know somehow that what was future events. That's why they always said future, or future proves past, or past proves future, or something like that. It's because I think that these were people that actually can stand around looking glass, get this information, and then code it to you. Because remember that even the bad people on the bad side have to let you know what's going on. And that has to be true for both sides. This isn't about the bad gets away with shit and the good has to work really, really, really hard about doing shit. No. The good side was letting you know about things too through Q. The bad things was letting you know what was going on through movies, books, and shit like that. They had their media to let you know what was going on. It's just that the bad side catches your attention more because you're actually watching movies. But there's always some truth to any movie that you watch. All right. You just have to actually look at it like that. Like, what? Like, what? Like the movie Conspiracy Theory, all of that was true. And if you look at the breakdown of the movie Conspiracy Theory with Mel Gibson and that girl, shit. What is her fucking name? She was in the movie where she's a call girl with Greer, Pretty Woman, Julia Roberts. If you look at that movie's breakdown, they have all kinds of little flashes of stuff that would let you know of what's going on today, like the 911 tower. So, yeah. Uh, they showed like Clinton as a presidential picture on Mel Gibson's wall when she went to go visit him, and Clinton wasn't a president yet. So I think that just like the bad people have to let you know somehow what's going on, So does the good people. And I think the good people were letting you know through Q. That's what I think. So, yes, I am. Texas struggles just to maintain an infrastructure. I don't know because I mean I hear both sides on Texas because I Texas for a little bit there I think 2020 was wanting to annex from the United States. I would say that if they wanted to annex from the United States, they have everything that they could possibly want. So I don't know if they're having trouble with their infrastructure. I don't know if that's just a thing to keep people out of Texas because Texas is a strong state. I don't know. So Sharon Cherry on Top says, I also think that's why they were also trying to get rid of TikTok because TikTok is a platform where many people can connect with each other and share experiences. Yep. Like everything about drones. Yes. Yep. You're right. Yep. You are correct. Just joined. What did Wendy say about drones? And what about the orbs? The orbs are definitely UFOs. I would be probably watching the orbs more than I'd be watching the drones. So, yep, that's what I think. I think orbs are UFOs. Um, I think orbs are UFO spaceships sending down little pods just to collect information. So, Anna says arm healed. Oh, you're just talking about your healing. All right, Anna. Can you tell us more about mimics, Mary Hopkins? Yeah. So mimics are, hmm, I think that they are skinwalkers. I think that they're a type of skinwalker because I think that they can take on the form of somebody that you know. But mimics are good about mimicking people. The thing about mimics, though, is that they try to trick you into letting them in or following them or something like that because you think that you're following your best friend or you think that you're talking to your husband or something like that. So I think mimics are a form of skinwalkers is what I think. So Anna says I have tons of birds and animals from living in Florida videos I've been adding to erase. You talk to them all. Sammy, get an alert earlier from government about the weather for tomorrow. Where are you at, Sammy? Sammy, where are you at? What alert did you get? Anyone seen the new Civil War movie? No. Because, well, I mean, if you watched it, you better pay attention to that because, they've been trying to push a Civil War for us for what, the last year? Because, is that the one that Barack Obama made? But they've been trying to push Civil War on us. But remember, anything that they push on that kind of shit for us, it's so that we kill each other, and they are. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. So remember that if they are trying to push an agenda, it's because they want to wash their hands of it because we are going to kill each other, and that's what they want. So be careful of that. All right. That was an interesting about the Seattle fault line. Been a few tremors, 3.40 miles. Yeah. Yeah, they're trying to get that fault line that, especially the one that runs from San Diego all the way over to through Arkansas. What is that called? That big fault line. They've been trying to get that thing rocking for years. Two says, what are your thoughts about the Fae and fairies and brownies? That's actually a topic that we are going to do. Do you, TO2, do you want to do that topic The topic was mermaids, ETs, fays and fairies, and elementals. Do you want that topic for next Thursday? Yeah? Do you want that topic for next Thursday? I can definitely circle that. You guys want to do that? For next Thursday? Let me see what we can put with that. What do I want to put with that? You guys want to do that? Okay. We can do that one. So next Thursday's topics is going to be about mermaids, ETs, fays, fairies, elementals, and anything else that you may see. I believe in all of that. I do. I believe in all of that. So let me see here. Well, we'll go with that, and I'll see if, what about mythology and archetypes? You want to throw that topic in also? Mythology and archetypes in with the mermaids, ETs, fays, and fairies. We can do that one too. We'll do that one next Thursday. So there you go. I got my topic for next Thursday. All right. Let me see what my next one is. All right, Mary Hopkins says, so how are they able to manipulate the weather with magic? No, it's called HARP. It's called HARP, Mary Hopkins. HARP. It's called HARP. Let me see here. Hang on. Oh, hang on. What is HARP? HARP, or a high frequency active auroral research program, is a scientific facility that studies the ionosphere. All right. And the ionosphere is a layer of atmosphere that is high in energy charged particles. All right. HARP was built in 1993. All right. It's about interaction of radio waves in the ionosphere and the subsequent effects on communication, radar, and navigation systems. Wait. Here, how about let's do weather and HARP. Hang on. HARP and the weather. Here, hang on. Can HARP, well, they're not going to tell you this. So it says, can HARP control or manipulate the weather? No. Radio waves in the frequency ranges the HARP transmits are not absorbed by either troposphere or the stratosphere. But there's no way to control the weather. But they have machines, and you can look it up, that are making clouds, and the clouds go into the sky, and the sky absorbs all the moisture, and then the sky makes rain and shit like that. There are machines. They have proof that there are machines. So let me see if I can. What are the cloud machines? Cloud machines can refer to devices that modify weather, or virtual machines that run on cloud servers. Weather modification devices. These devices can disperse water vapor, heat, and cloud condensation into the atmosphere. Now, with that all being said, right underneath it, it says there's no such thing. Well, if there's no such thing, why is there a definition for devices that modify weather, or virtual machines that run on cloud servers. If there's no such thing, then why is there a thing telling me what cloud machines are? See what I'm saying? You got to pay attention to what you guys read, and all right. So, just saying, there is such a thing. All right. Fairies scare you? It's because fairies are mean. Fairies are mean. Fairies are mean. Leprechauns are mean. Imps are mean. Unicorns are mean. Unicorns are very mean. They will kill you. Okay. Let me see what the next one is. why why they not talking or using? Because they don't want you knowing that they control the weather. That's why. I mean, it's just like that. Sharing cherry on top are reptilians and shapeshifters in the same kind of category like fairies, aliens, and so on. Yes. Could you throw that in for next week Thursday? Yes, I can. Let me write that down. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can do that. I actually, this is gonna freak you out, and I don't mean to freak you out, but I don't wonder if I'm not reptilian myself. What was the other one? Reptilian, and I'll tell you why. Shapeshifters. In 2020, when I got really sick from COVID, um, Halloween came, and I was taking pictures. My grandbabies came to Springfield because I was actually living with Haley in Springfield at the time when I got COVID. I wasn't living here with my husband. So what happened was COVID hit, and Haley, because she worked at a daycare, they closed on the daycare, and she didn't have any way to pay bills. And then the job that she got, she got so far behind that she could get another job, and she was trying to catch up. Well, she called me. She said, "Mom, can you come and live with me, rent upstairs because they had a two-story house, get a job, and help me catch up on the bills?" And I was like, "Yeah," because I wasn't doing anything here. So at the time, I was just staying at home, actually babysitting the other grandbabies here. And I said, "Yeah, I can, that's fine. I can, tell everybody that I got to skedaddle and come help you." Because my family, as far as my children with each other, are very, very um, cool. Like if I have to dip to help somebody, they're like, "Ah, go help Haley." So, so I had to tell Chelsea, which is Rip's mom and Clara's mom. I had to tell Chelsea that Haley needed help, and I was gonna go move in with her so that I can pay rent to her, get a job, and help her get back on her feet. And she was like, "Yeah, that's cool. I'll just bring the kids to another babysitter that was asking me anyway." So it kind of all just actually ended up working out, because that's the story of my life. It just always works out. Universe. And so I moved in with Haley, and then I got 3 jobs. I got in the morning from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. I was unloading UPS planes at the airport in Springfield. And then from 11 till 4, I was working at the deli in the grocery store that was just a block away from my house. And then, so because me and Haley was actually sharing cars because her broke down. So I would get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'd be home by 7. She actually had to be at her job at 8. So she took off in the car. I would walk to the next job at the deli and work from 11 to 4. And then when I got off at 4, I would walk home and get an online. work from home job, and I was actually working for Swiss Colony, and then Swiss Colony stopped because Christmas stopped, and then I went and got a job for ADP. So I was actually working three jobs, and so I was making pretty good money. Got her caught up, blah blah, this and that and another. So anyway, Halloween came around after COVID hit and after I caught it, and I was really, really sick, and I'm still suffering from COVID. I have long COVID. Long COVID is a thing. I don't give a fuck what your doctors say. Long COVID is a thing, and I still have it. I still have vertigo. I can sit here, and all of a sudden, I could just be feeling like my chair's just flipping backwards, and I'm going for a ride, even though I know I'm just sitting here. And it affected my lungs. So now all the time, just a little bit, I'm sick, I'm coughing. Karaoke is non-existent, which I love singing, but I can't hold a note for very long. I can't. So anyway, COVID fucked me up. But to go back to what I was saying, the Halloween after COVID, my grandkids come to see me. All of my pictures in from Haley's phone and Chelsea's phone and my phone, this eye was slitted like a lizard. And if you zoomed in on it, you could see this eye was slit like a lizard. And they have proof of eyeballs doing that in people. And this eye kept doing it in the pictures. Now, nobody saw it looking at me. But in the pictures, if you zoomed in, this eye was normal and this eye was slitted. So I went down the rabbit hole of that about lizard people. And I think, and I know that's going to sound crazy, but I honestly think that I am part of the lizard people. But not all lizard people were bad. The big, gigantic, meaty lizard people, those were the ones who actually ate people and killed people and blah, 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 blah. But I guess there is a race of lizard people, because if you go down the rat hole of aliens and lizard people and shit like that, there was a race of lizard people that actually got along with the lions, Lyons, and the Pleiadians got along with them and actually worked hand in hand beside them, and they wasn't the mean lizard people. So I kind of think that is part of my way back non-Earth DNA something something. I honestly think that I am somewhere from the lizard people. And well, I mean, no, after that, I guess like pictures of me kind of became non-existent, or I'm so far back that I just don't look at my eyes anymore. But yeah, I mean, there was a time there after COVID and I was sick that eye was very prominent to be slit like. So I'm just saying, you know, just saying. All right. Rachel says it's probably just the definition. Like, I'm sure you could find the definition of the time machine, but there's not necessarily saying it exists. Yes. Yep. All right. Two says, my sister named our kitty Pixie, and she developed such an impish personality, taking things and hiding them in random places. Wow. I mean, that is a very impish characteristic. That is kind of weird. Ivo first says, look what happened to the UAE last year. Certain areas were flooded, cloud seeding. Yep, I'm telling you it's a thing. Telling you it's a thing. All right. Let me see my next question. I believe I can shapeshift. Yeah, I believe so too. And I'm not yet done it, but somehow, no, I can. I don't, here's the thing. I don't think I can shapeshift, but I think I'm very good about cloaking myself. And if you practice it, you'll know what I mean. Cloaking yourself to be invisible, even though people see you. I think I've got that mastered down to where I can become invisible even though I'm right here in plain sight. I think if I don't want somebody to see me, all I can think about is I'm invisible. They're not going to see me, and they don't. So I believe also that you have powers. You have strange powers. It probably doesn't make sense, but you don't know about it because you don't know about it. If you knew about it, you'd be like, I think I'm going to experiment with that today. But there's a lot of things that people don't know. And I do believe that my power is a power of cloaking. Just saying. So I believe that you can shapeshift. Yes. Anna Anna Vrin says, do you believe one could develop clouds with your mind? I believe that you would have to, like, I probably think that you could, but you'd have to be some sort of sage from another dimension to do that. You know what I'm saying? I believe you can do anything with your mind. That's why telekinesis is such a thing, because you can do shit with your mind. I believe that a lot of people just don't know how to explore the full capacity of their mind. So if you wanted to create weather, I know that there's a lot of witchcraft books that says that witches can create weather or stop weather. One of the things that you can, if you have bad weather coming at you, one of the witchcraft spells is to take an axe and put it in the tree, in the line, in the path of the storm coming at you. If you take an axe and you put it in the tree, it's supposed to break away that momentum of the storm coming in your direction. I know that was one of the spells, for sure. I know that. I didn't practice it. I wanted to, but I didn't practice it. But I know for sure. So if there's spell work about creating weather or destroying weather, I would probably say that yes, you could probably create weather in your mind. Yes. All right. All right, let me see my next question here. Grace, Wendy had 42 separate subjects written down for today. No, not for today. No. I have 42 subjects written down for Thursdays. Not for today. Not for today. We would literally be here all night. Because the subjects that I have, guys, I'll read them off to you. So the first podcast I did was free will versus fate and destiny. And I thought we had another one here. Yeah, and then last time we did, can witches really cast spells and do they work? And then we talked about hauntings, poltergeists versus spirits versus ghosts. And then today it's what is righteous anger and what is conscious living. One of the topics is karma work versus awakening. All right. One of the topics is, what does the inside reflect the outside really mean? One of the topics is it magic or is it just a self-fulfilling prophecy? One of the subjects was talking to spirits, tarot versus crystal ball versus board versus ghost box. One of the topics was ascension symptoms. What are they? One of the topics was how to get started in spiritual work. One of the topics was nurture versus nature. One of the topics was NDEs and coming back. One of the one of the podcast topics was chakra healings and problem areas and what to do. One of them is astral projection and lucid dreaming and how shrooms could help you. One was time travel. One of them is about mermaids, ETs, fairies, fays, elementals, shape-shifting, lizard people, blah, blah, blah. One of them was Earth's mysteries, what happened and what's going on, like Lumeria, Atlantis, shit like that. One of them was Admiral Byrd and the South Pole Encounter, and that was actually one that Dan wanted to do. One of them is Illuminati and how it got started and what is it. One of them is number portal in general. What does it mean? CERN was a topic. Angel numbers and numerology was a topic. We already did that one. That was actually our first one. Um, meditation practices, zodiac signs and their compatibilities, intuition development, all right, and how it starts with discernment, manifestation techniques, acupuncture, what is it and does it really work, spiritual and personal growth, the law of attraction and universal laws, all broke down, past lives and reincarnation, astrobiology and cosmic consciousness, and then birth charts and astrology houses, the breakdown of the generals, Chinese zodiac, Native American zodiac, and um, oh, your totem poles. So what's that about? Meyer-Briggs personality indicators, the matrix of destiny, and relationships, toxic versus healthy, and ESP gifts, and what are they, and how do you know you have one? So those are actually all of the topics that we're going to go through, not today, but we're going to be picking topics as we go, which tomorrow or next Thursday's topics is about ETs, fays, fairies, elementals, mermaids, shapeshifters, and lizard people. That's going to be next Thursday's topics. So there's a lot to cover, honestly. And if you think of one, please don't be afraid to tell me that you want to talk about it, and I'll put it on the list. All right. All right. Charles Bevan says, I had a friend who said he was from Sirius, and I believe it. Yes, I believe it. Sharon, I recommend you the book Antarctica's Hidden History. Yep, Cooperation Foundation of the Secret Space Program. Yeah, and how they won't let you into Antarctica even today. They have a treaty that says you cannot go into Antarctica, and the reason why I think that you can't go into Antarctica is because there's more land. There's a vast amount of land that you have not been privy to. And I think that the technology there is also way, way ahead of our own here. That's what I think. All right. Mary, maybe the lizard people mated with the dinosaurs. Ooh, I would hope fucking not. So no personal questions, only general. Not even a general question unless you're just talking about podcast stuff, Charles. Unless you want to super chat, Charles. If you want to super chat a question, by all means. Dean, how do I know what my power is? Well, you should, Dean, that's going to be one of the topics, but Dean, I would say you need to start with discernment. So if I was you, I would Google discernment, see what that is, and then see how you can implement that in your life. I think all ESP powers starts with discernment. And if you don't have discernment, I don't think you have any psychic powers at all. I think it has to start with discernment. Tennessee, Kentucky, Bigfoot. We burn tobacco on our land. It protects our land from bad weather. See? There you go. There's an Indian ritual probably right there. Tennessee, Kentucky, Bigfoot. First time here, and my comment was removed. I see your comment, Tennessee Bigfoot. You guys don't be removing comments. This is a podcast. We're supposed to be talking. So, okay. All right. Fat Bag of Henry. What's your opinion on George Floyd? Ooh, no, that's a deep subject. I don't know, because there was some kind of proof that George Floyd was alive. I mean, I don't know. You can go down that rabbit hole yourself. but something about George Floyd being alive, just like um, the guy with the island is probably alive, that this was a stage performance to get the black people versus the white people going in another Civil War type thing. That's what I think. I think anything like that. Um, if you look at what is that guy's name? There's a guy who has a YouTube channel, the Mug Club. Steven, what's his name? Steven something, the Mug Club. He actually had the same scenario put upon him where somebody was on his chest with their knee and holding him down, like George Floyd was actually being held down. And even though he said it was uncomfortable, he said it wasn't enough for him to piss his pants and pass out and shit like that. But the fact that George Floyd was on drugs probably helped with that scenario. But I think that that was some kind of, they say that that was some kind of uh, staged things to get black people to fight against white people. Because if you, I mean, honestly, and if you look before that, you had black people attacking Chinese people in their nail salons and stuff like that. So I think that was just another attempt to get us into a civil war. That's what I think. So remember, this is just all about thought. Okay? Donna Price says, did Elvis Presley fake his own death? There's also indication that Elvis Presley is alive and well. There's indication that Michael Jackson is actually alive and well and is living as a white man. So, but now Tupac, I don't think Tupac is alive. There's a lot of people that speculate that Tupac is still alive. But there was a breakdown about one of Eminem's rap songs, and it starts out with Tupac literally saying, "Shook shot me, shook shot me, shook shot me, shook shot me." So, and those were his words on his deathbed. Shook shot me, shook shot me, shook shot me, shook shot me. So, I don't know. I don't think Tupac is alive. I wouldn't be surprised though if a lot of these people weren't alive and they just wanted to not be in the limelight anymore. Another thing too about Michael Jackson was that Michael Jackson died back in 2009 by the hands of Jay-Z. And that Michael Jackson actually died on his um where he has like his trains and stuff for the kids in his playground area, that he actually got shot riding the train by either by Jay-Z or somebody that Jay-Z had sent to murder him, because he was going to be somebody big in the industry and Jay-Z couldn't have it. Jay-Z and then whoever Jay-Z's manager was, I forget the names, guys, I'm so sorry, but Tennessee, Kentucky says subbed. Great open talk. Thank you, Tennessee, Kentucky Bigfoot. Thank you. Every Thursday's podcast Thursday. If you want to join every Thursday, and if you have any topics, please let us know. All right. Donna Price says Elvis Presley came through strong. Never once considered him before having faked his own death. Well, I think Elvis Presley, just like Michael Jackson, was just very sick of shit. Very sick of being manipulated. Very sick of being told what to do. Just very sick of people not respecting them, even though they were the people that they were. I think that, I mean, honestly, put yourself in their shoes. If you had that kind of following and that kind of not ever having a moment's time to yourself, and you could fake your own death to get out of it, would you? I mean, would you? I think I would. I'd like to fake my own death now, and I'm not even that popular. So, you thought Michael Jackson died of a drug overdose? Well, that's what the paper said, Rick. The thing about Michael Jackson dying in 2009 is because at if you really look at Michael Jackson around his Thriller era, and then all of a sudden you got heckle Michael Jackson, that's, his nose is falling off, and he looks like his cheekbones are sunk in, like he's some kind of um what's that doll that's haunted with the red braids. I mean, literally put red braids on his face. That's what he looks like. He looks like that doll. I forget what that doll's name is. Not Chucky. Chucky's got chubby cheeks. What's that other? Annabelle? Yeah. If you put red braids on the face of Michael Jackson after his Thriller era, he literally looks like the Annabelle doll with black hair. I mean, his face is so not, it couldn't be real. That I think to cover up, or that maybe that's the time where he disappeared, like, out of the limelight, and they had to put somebody in his spot so that he could still make money and, do the things that Michael Jackson does. Because there's a Chinese guy right now, today, that dances and sings and acts just like Michael Jackson. And if a Chinese guy can do it, I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of people that could do it. So either 2009 come along after the Thriller era, he either died or he disappeared. But if you think about his face and everything that he was doing to his face, that would make sense, because now he's unrecognizable. So now you're looking at Dr. Jekyll Jackson, right? And his weird face. That's what you're going to be looking for in Michael Jackson. You're not going to be looking at a normal Michael Jackson anymore. So he either died and they put that clown in his shoes, or he disappeared, and you're not normally going to look for Thriller Michael Jackson, because now he's doing all this shit to his face that you're not no longer going to look for that Michael Jackson where he can disappear into the crowd. Does that make sense? So, the jab. You want to talk about the jab? I honestly think, okay. All right. So, we all know that we have 12 chromosomes that make us human or something like that. And that these people that got the jab, all of a sudden they have like 32 chromosomes that make them something else, not human. And that was a thing. The reason why I think that they did that for the jab, not only to put nanoparticles into you, of course, and to control your brain, because these people that got the jab are now Bluetoothing on your Bluetooth list. If you go into Walmart and turn on your Bluetooth list and you look at all of the hotspots that are Bluetooth, a lot of them are people that got the shot. They are not actual Bluetooth coming to get your Bluetooth. A lot of them are the jab. That being said, I think that the jab was created so that they could take your DNA and change it so that you could not go back to heaven. This was a soul reaping jab. This was a soul reaping medicine that people got so that they could not go back to the creator. Supposedly, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's even right. I think that if you're somewhat human, no matter what, you could probably go back to the creator because the creator created you. But something about them changing the DNA to these people where when they died, their soul would not go back to heaven. And I like I said, I don't know if that's a thing or not, or real. I'm just saying I could see it, though, being a possibility. So I could see it. So I think everything is microchipped a lot anymore. I went down the rabbit hole of masks with nanoparticles in the masks. So even if you were wearing a mask, chances are you probably was breathing in nanoparticles anyway. And I think that they had proven that they were putting nanoparticles in your food, too. So, yes, I am. Kind of cute. Hi, Ron from Boston. Hi, Ron from Barston. Barston from Boston. And I'm married, but thank you. All right. So, um, two says, I regret getting it. I went blind after my second one. Oh, I'm so sorry. I actually started praying and crying. I don't think I've been the same ever since, but this was scary. God, I guess. And you still can't see? I know just catching COVID has changed me a lot. And I didn't get the shot. Not once. Not once. But I know catching it has changed my body a lot. Has changed my lung capacity and has changed my brain capacity. So, too much love to you. Right back at you, Tennessee. Right back at you. Donna Price says people will flipping lose it when they start getting the truth. We better get ready to handle it. I don't know. I mean, they've been saying that since 2022, and it's 2025, that people were supposed to be getting the truth. I honestly think that even if they got the truth, that they're going to wear blinders because they don't want to admit that they were wrong. Because you know how much bashing went on for the people that didn't get it? I was one of them. I had people coming on my tarot channel way back when I first started it, asking me if I got the shot. And when I said no, they were messaging me, private messaging me, telling me that they hope that I died. So, yeah, I mean, who's the crazy ones here? It isn't us who didn't get it, because we would have never said that. I honestly think that the ones who got it, it changed their personality so much. It made them mean. It made them not care. So, yeah. I had people coming on my channel telling me that they hope I died. They hope that I got sick and died. So, just telling you. And you know what I did? I fucking posted that shit right back on my live so that people could call them out on it. I did not fucking just take that and be like, oh, I'm so sad. I was like, hey, everybody, look at this fucking piece of shit that just told me that she wanted me to die because I didn't get the jab. And then I gave them all of her links where they could bombard her back about being stupid. So, I don't know if they're ever going to lose it when they get the truth. I think they're just going to deny it, just like they have always been denying this shit. So, that's what I think. Two says, I fell asleep, and when I woke up, my vision slowly started coming back, but I needed help getting to my room in bed. I remember when I caught COVID, I could not, like, I was like so dizzy that I would fall to the floor and have to crawl on the floor to the wall to stand up and then go out the door. But I just had to hang on to everything, and I was so dizzy. Like, it really affected, like, I didn't feel good, but the worst thing was the dizziness. Like, I could not get the room to stop spinning. And I just had to give it time. And like I said, I still have episodes. So, in my lungs, of course. I had 6 friends die from the COVID. I have great genes, and my aunt is 105. Yeah. Plus, they said that people that smoke cigarettes didn't get COVID because something about whatever's in cigarettes coated their throat. And something about this is where you caught your COVID was in your throat, which makes sense about me and my singing and can't hold a note. And my voice cracks and breaks and stops when I talk. So they said something about people who smoked wasn't getting COVID because of something about their throat getting coated by cigarettes, whatever was ever in cigarettes. I don't know. So I'm going to have to research that DNA BS. I don't know about all of that. Well, you just go right on in and do it. Tennessee, Kentucky says, I was escorted out of stores with groceries in my hands. Yep. And they would not let me buy food before no mask. Yep. Yep. And those people, all of those people, the hospitals and companies that fired people and did not treat people, they should all be accountable. There should be so many fucking lawsuits that it would be unreal. They should be accountable for not helping people, for firing people, and for doing that shit right there. So, because you didn't have a mask. I went under the radar during jab session, off the map for a while. COVID was just another fancy word for a really bad flu. Grace says I couldn't work because I couldn't get the job. Exactly. They should all be responsible for that. Tennessee, Kentucky says, shared you out. My buds will be coming over. I have a lot of spiritual friends. Why, thank you, Tennessee. And I really like your name. Mary Hopkins says, we're just too mean. Nicotine, I believe, yes. T2 says, I don't drink or smoke, just coffee and tea. Is that supposed to be tea? We already got the cancer. Yeah, but the thing is that cancer's curable, guys. Cancer's curable. Nobody should be dying from cancer. Cancer's curable unless it's like the worst case possible cancer, because let's face it, you can die from a worst case possible pneumonia. You can die from worst case possible flu. And I'm pretty sure that you could probably die from worst case possible cancer. But cancer on a whole is curable. It's on TED Talks. What they did was they took, and I think there was somebody in here that knows what I'm talking about. They took two frequencies that were 11 octaves apart and blasted that through the body. And because it's 11 octaves, it would actually get into the cancer cell and just rip it apart. They can cure cancer, and that's not even an invasive anything. Anybody could sit there and listen to two frequencies run through their body, like if you're in front of a concert speaker. Anybody can do that. So why aren't they doing it? You know why. You know why. Because pharmaceutical and all of that big shit corporations wouldn't be making the money if they cured cancer with frequencies. But that's why Rife got murdered, and that's why Tesla got in jail and then died in jail, is because they knew that. They knew frequencies could cure shit. And they're still holding that back from you. But I'm telling you right now, if you could get a Rife machine, get your hands on a Rife machine, get it done. All right. I even have a CD that I can put in my computer that plays frequencies for your different parts of your body and plays the frequency to heal it. And chaga mushrooms, guys. Chaga mushrooms and lion mane's mushrooms are your friends when it comes to cancer. Chaga mushrooms. All right. But you got to eat them all the time. But chaga mushrooms has a thing that kills free radicals. And cancer is a free radical cell. So chaga mushrooms is your friend. All right. Hello, Kayla. Biden pardoned his whole family and Fauci and a bunch of other pieces of shit. That's okay. Trump will go after him. I heard that Trump stayed up 24 hours and signed over 200 presidential things, whatever they're called. So Trump's been very, very busy undoing what Biden done. And he's going after the border. So you guys don't have to worry about that border. He's going after the border. He's going after the immigrants that are here illegally. So he said ISIS is going to be starting any day now. There's going to be a big ISIS movement in the cities and the inner cities, and they are deporting those people back. So, Michelle Nelson says, opinions on Vril. I don't know what Vril is. Let me check that out. Hang on. All right. Let me check what vril is. You may be teaching me something today, kiddo. Vril. The Power of the Coming Race, originally published by the Coming Race as a book. Uh, Michael Nielsen, is this a book, honey? Vril Society. The Vril Society was a fictitious secret society. If it's secret society, it's not, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. If they have anything secret society, it's real. I don't give a fuck. That is said to exist in Germany. Yep. Germany is the masterminds on all of this shit. In the early mid 20th centuries. Yes. I would believe it. Yep. I would believe it. Because they said that Hitler, they didn't really kill Hitler, that Hitler lived out his remaining days in Romania. They didn't really kill him, and that all of the scientists actually come over to us with Project Bluebeam, and that we hired all of these Nazi scientists to make other shit to destroy us. So I would believe Vril as a secret society. Yes, I would believe it 100%. Yep. Yes. Any secret society, if it's got secret in it, it's probably 100% real, even though they want you to think it's just a conspiracy theory. No, it's not. I'm a conspiracy theory, but I'm real. So, yep. No, I would say it's probably 100% real. Yep. Martial law 2028. Is that a thing I need to look up? All right, let's do it. Martial law 2028. Could martial law be used in the US? Well, yes, of course. Yeah. Something about a call for full federal takeover of Los Angeles, complete with the martial law. News break. Martial law might have to be declared in order to prevent the city of Los Angeles from embarrassing the United States during the 2028 Olympics. The fuck? I tell you what, they take fucking everything and ruin it, don't they? Trump places California under martial law. April 7th, 2028. Trump places California under martial law, permanently postponed 2028 elections added to timeline. I don't know. Must be a reason then. Must be a reason. Lusum, it says, I think I have a concussion since Saturday night. It's not giving me a headache, but I get ringing in the ears. Well, you probably should go see a doctor regardless. Lusum. You should probably go see a doctor regardless, hon. Visited Iowa. You guys are talking about the states. All right. Right. Spiritual healing is the best. It is the best. It's the best thing to do for yourself, too. Yep. It's the best thing to do for yourself. So. If you're wondering what I'm drinking, it's coconut water with pineapple. Because coconut, you guys need to drink that coconut water. Another water that you need to drink is aloe vera. Those are very, very good for you. Aloe vera and coconut water. And aloe vera doesn't taste like aloe vera. It's actually sweet. Rachel says, Miss Wendy, are you going to loom for the plants alignment this week? It says 6 of them are going to be able to be seen. on the 25th. Am I going, when's the 25th? 23rd, 24th, 25th. That's Saturday. I probably won't be live. So, and it depends. Every time we have something celestial here in Arkansas, it's fucking cloudy. And you can't see shit. We only cook with coconut oil. Good job, Tennessee. Yep. I got a big old jar of coconut oil, too. I brush my teeth with coconut oil. I don't use toothpaste. Yes, aloe vera drinks are good. How us coconut water? I never tried it. Only coconut milk. Well, coconut milk is delicious too, and I like coconut. It's just I mean it's like water. It's thin like water. It just tastes like coconuts. Like it's not like a roasted coconut. Let me see if I can see it. So I mean it's got like I don't know if I can get you to. So it looks yellow. It looks yellow, but it just tastes like coconut. It's almost like if you watered down coconut milk. So it's good. So I'm going to visit Arkansas soon enough. I want to hang glide through y'all's forest. Well, make sure that you don't hang glide through the forest with locust trees. Those are the trees that have the really long thorns on them. And the tips are red. And if you fucking bump one of them, you're going to know it because that's poison. And it is worse than any bee sting you ever thought to have. So, and I got locust trees because their flowers, oh, they smell so good. So my husband's all the time because they overtake land just like a willow tree. They overtake land like quickly. And my husband's all the time, I'm cutting this shit down, but I'm like, you got to save me some because I like the flowers. It's like smelling lilacs. It's like smelling honeysuckle. It just has its own such a sweet, nice, clean. I can't describe it to you. If you ever get your hand on some locust flowers, go smell them. Usually, so what happens in Arkansas is locust flowers will be the first to bloom. And then when they die, the honeysuckle comes in and blooms. And then when it dies, the lilacs come in and bloom. And then everything flowery in between. So Arkansas in the springtime, oh, it's amazing. It's so fragrant. It's so nice. And it's not stinky. The thing that I don't like is mimosa trees. Mimosa trees they smell good from a long distance. But I used to have a mimosa tree that I had to drive under. And it was such a pungent smell that it gave me a fucking migraine. Mimosa trees smell good from a long distance. So, but I don't want to be near a mimosa tree. Like right there's a mimosa tree. But lilacs, locusts, and honeysuckle, shit, I could be draped in that shit. I wouldn't even care. So. Thorn plants are great at transmuting bad land energy. Very important. Yeah, that's why another thing too that I told my husband that if you ever had somebody trucking through, because I'm right off a mountain, and if I ever had somebody just trucking through over the mountain just to come down and snoop out my shit, and they don't know what a locust tree is, or they don't know that they're walking into a bunch of locust trees, they're fucked. And right off the mountain, if you slip into a bunch of locust trees, you're fucked. I'm telling you, they're very gnarly here in Arkansas. Arkansas locust tree. They're very, very gnarly. Yeah. Ooh, I'll show it to you. It looks like the tree of the devil. I am not fucking kidding. There. This is an Arkansas locust tree. Do you see those thorns? Do you think you want to fucking fall into a tree like that? I'm going to say no. Yep, that is a locust tree. But their flowers are so fragrant. And you can get to the flowers because the locust trees are like trees that, just have the branches. But you fucking don't want to fall into that shit. And I have them all around my fucking house. Yeah, they fucking hurt. Look at that. You can't tell me that's not. See how that red? See how the some of them thornies got red on them? That's poison. You get that? If you get that in your skin, it fucking hurts. It'll set your ass right on fire. And there ain't nothing you can do about it. Not a fucking thing you can do about it. This is their flower, though. That's their flower. That's the locust flower. And I'm telling you, it's the best smell you will ever smell besides honeysuckle. It's such a wonderful smell. Couldn't even tell you. I can't tell you. So, and I got them around here, and my husband, if he cuts them all down, there's going to be words. Just saying. There's going to be words. If I tell you I live someplace else, it's because he cut down my locust trees. There's going to be words. There's a branch. Let me see. See that branch? See that branch? But the flowers, like I said, you can get to the flowers. But that's a branch off of a fucking locust tree. And if you're not careful, yeah. That's a big owie. That's a big owie. So, I've never got stuck with a locust, but David has, like, mowing or something, and he doesn't know. Like, he's trying to get close to the tree edges, and he doesn't know one of them's a locust tree, and he'll drive the riding lawnmower right by it, and yep, and you, boy, oh, God. It's bad. It is bad. Those trees would be perfect in a horror movie. I'm telling you. Yes. Yes. I really got to go to bed, but I'm also excited to join the next Thursday podcast. Well, honey, go to bed. It's okay. All right. Yeah, this will upload. You can watch this later. I never delete my lives. All of my lives upload. You can watch it later too. All right. If you got to go to bed, go to bed. You can pick up where we left off. Okay. And these are in the library of my lives. I don't delete a live. All right. So, if you want to. The creator is so imaginative, right? Especially with, like, cockroaches. Can you give me some info about love? What is it that you really want to know about love? Jupiter eclipse. Oh, you can leave. Hey, that's fine. Rick, don't delete those messages. This is a podcast. If she's going to ask an honest question about love, I'll answer it. If she wants a tarot reading, then you can delete it, okay? You can leave those kinds of questions. If she really wants some advice about love, I'll give her advice about love. If she wants a tarot reading, we'll get rid of her. All right? So, yeah, questions is a question, regardless. So, is there anything else that you guys have to or want to talk about? My subjects are pretty simple and right to the point. How do you know you are clairvoyant? B, it's because when you actually get the clairvoyant message and then it happens, that's when you know you're clairvoyant. I'm just so happy to see your face, Mary. Well, thanks, Mary. We get to 10,000 subscribers. You'll see my face 6 days a week. We just got to get to 10,000 subscribers. How do you know you are psychic? Same. Same. It's because when you get that inkling or that gut instinct, or you just know something and you don't know how you know it, and when it comes to fruition, that's how you know that's a psychic thing. Yep. It's okay, Rick. You didn't know. I think everybody's a bit psychic, honestly. I think it's just something everybody innately has because we're human, and that is part of our design. We are God's children after all. You are a star. You have stardust in you. You have the universe in you. I don't know how you would not think that you have some little bit of psychic in you. Yep. How do you tell the difference between crazy and intuition? I mean, what's crazy? Because a lot of the crazy peoples that was put in asylums and locked up on the 7th floor of a hospital actually was probably some of the most psychic people you could ever run across. So honestly, I think crazy would be to the point where they're hurting themselves or others. I think that would be crazy. If they just like are seeing monsters and things, that nobody else can see, I don't think that's crazy. I think they just see beyond the veil. But if they're actually wanting to hurt people because the voices are telling them, that's crazy. Or is it crazy, or is that just a possession too? If you guys have not watched that movie, Nefarious, watch it. Watch it. Because that guy in the movie Nefarious got locked up for being crazy. And he was just possessed. So if you've not seen that movie Nefarious, it's on Netflix. I would suggest that you watch it. So, do you believe that people can care about you, can be both obsessed and loving? Well, isn't that what they call Stockholm Syndrome? Isn't it? People that are obsessed with you to the point that they just have to have you, and then you love them back because of some reason. I mean, isn't that called Stockholm Syndrome? So, the mind control is, whoa, is who? What do you mean by that, Donna Price? Do you see spirits too, or just hear them? Well, I see shadow people. I've saw an Indian. Let's see. That was probably back in I'm going to say 2019. Because Arkansas, even though you wouldn't know it, Arkansas is a Indian. It's a place where a lot of Indians did live, not just the Dakotas. I mean, they were in Oklahoma too, but they were here in Arkansas. I used to have a horse. Her name was Sarah. And we got done riding one day. And you could just take Sarah's pack off of her. As long as you had a bucket of feed, she'd follow you anywhere. Well, with that being said, I'd take the tack off of her, brush her down, get the bucket of feed. We would walk out to her padding. And then I would open up the gate. She would follow me to the tree, and it was a cedar tree and I would put the feed in the pan under the cedar tree. Well, and we do that all the time. One day I was putting her in the stall, and about the time I got through the gate and she followed me, and she always would run around me to the tree to where her pan was and paw at it, because she's like, hurry up, bitch, I want my feed. Because she knew that was the rhythm. That was the routine that we always did. She would always run around me. Well, when she ran around me, about that time that I watched her run around me, over to this way, I saw a man dressed in the Indian garb. The brown deerskin dress. He didn't have the chief thing on. He was just standing there, but his hair was in braids, and he was tall. He was probably like 6 feet tall or more. And by the time she run around me and I looked over there, he was looking at me and I was looking at him, and I stopped. Well, Sarah saw it too. When Sarah come around me, she saw him and she stopped and she snorted because there was something there that she wasn't used to. She saw it too. And when she saw it and she was snorting, I thought she was going to bolt back out the gate. And so, because she did wheel around, by the time we're looking at it, she wheeled around to bolt back out the gate. I didn't want her bolting back out the gate. So I had to look away from him and go, stop, 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 and shake the bucket at her so she wouldn't run away. She stopped. And then when we both looked back, he was gone. So as far as spirit, that's the only spirit I've ever saw, like 100%. Like you knew what that was. Shadow people I see all the time. Shadow movement I see all the time. Orbs I see all the time. Now as far as hearing things, not like knocking, like just last night, I had moved a cabinet into the kitchen, and I swear to God, I heard those cabinet doors open and shut. And I thought that my cat was doing it, but my cat was on the bed laying next to me, and I thought, I'm just going to pretend like I don't hear that. But if it keeps going, I'm going to find a way to either take the damn doors off, or we're locking up the cabinet where it can't go bang, bang, bang at night. I'm not having that. I won't have that. I will not have a fucking poltergeist doing that kind of shit in my house. No. 100%. It ain't happening. But anyway, so as far as like hearing noises or catching EVPs or hearing whispers or hearing mimics, yes, I've done that too. But as far as like seeing my grandma Jenny appear before me, no, I've not ever done that. Like I said, I was in Oklahoma that one time and I heard that voice say, the lights are, or the electricity is going out, the electricity is going out, the electricity is going out. That's the first time I've ever heard a man's voice in my head telling me the electricity was going out and the electricity went out. First time I've ever heard. All of the other things that I heard are always in my own voice. So I would imagine that's my higher self telling me things, like I wouldn't go there, or I'd stay home today, or I wouldn't say that, stuff like that. That's always in my own voice. So, but as far as seeing like an apparition besides the Mr. Indian guy, I've never ever seen one. No, I have not. So I am not. Hello, what is the difference between a ghost and shadow people? Well, I like not really anything, except shadows are dark. Shadows are dark mist. That's why we call them. It could be a ghost, honestly. It could be a ghost. But we call them shadow people because they're black. Where a ghost probably wouldn't be black. So that's why we call them shadow people. If they're one and the same, then they're one and the same. I don't know. But there's also shadow orbs too that are black, and you can fucking see them too out of the corner of your eye. I used to see them all the time. I used to think it was a mouse. I was like, is that a mouse that run by? Is that a mouse that run by? Because it's always on the floor. Is that a mouse that run by? Is that a mouse that run by? Set out traps. Have 9 cats in the house. Is that a mouse that ran by? What the fuck the cats are doing? Set up traps. Is that a mouse that ran by? So I honestly think that you can see little black orbs zipping around too. So Jane Vick says, today I was thinking of my mom. I broke up with her 17 years ago and I saw her twice a day. If she's passed over, then you were probably really seeing her. Jane Vick. Lucem says, I think shadow people is like black shadow, and I think I've seen it before. Yes, you probably have. Tennessee Kentucky says Arkansas has the crystals. We do. Very powerful land. Yes, this is Tennessee, Kentucky. This is a crystal from the mountain here in Arkansas. Yep. Somebody gave that to me at the doctor's office. I am a med tech. I just don't med tech anymore because I'm sick of it. Let me see if I can get that to focus. So anyway, that is from the Arkansas mountains here. I got that given to me. So, yep, full of crystals. As a matter of fact, they just discovered that Arkansas was the number one state for lithium or something like that. Something that you would need for electronics. They just figured out that Arkansas had a bunch of it here. It may not be lithium. I may be wrong about that, but it's something like that. It's some kind of mineral or something that you would need for electronics. So they just figured out Arkansas was number one for that. Lusum said, I had sleep paralysis last week. I told it to get off me. Gotta be careful with them. Why do you think shadow people are on Earth? Well, I mean, it's just like probably ghosts. It probably is some form of manifestation. Maybe like a poltergeist even. Maybe somewhere in between. So Bree says, it was a silhouette of a person. Silhouette of a person. Ba-da-boo, ba-da-boo. Sorry. Silhouette of a little man. Yeah. It was a silhouette of a person walking. But it was so far away I really couldn't tell. But something in me told me that it was not someone who's alive. That's what your intuition does. Yep. That is what your intuition does. Yep. I think you're listening to your intuition, B. Yes, I think so. You see my breath? Kinda. I think it's out enough you can see my breath. Which means my room is 40 degrees. The heater's under here, but I can't really feel it. My hands aren't cold, though, because I'm not dealing with cards. So I got 3 jackets on. I'm keeping warm. Looking at the computer. Yeah. B said, yeah, it's been really cold in Illinois. Yeah, I think you guys are like negative. I remember the last time I left Sioux Falls, South Dakota. That was back in 1986. It was negative 76 below zero. Ending up getting sick and currently in bed. Aw, I'm so sorry, B. Donna says, snow in Pencil. Yep. And cold in Clearwater. Yeah. Yep. Ryan Hall, you all, he's the weatherman that goes live during this stuff. He's looking for pictures of snowmen on the beach. So if you guys have some, his Instagram is all lower caps, Ryan Hall, y'all. He's looking for snowmen pictures on the beach. Hello, sis. Sometimes I feel touching and patting my hand from a loved one, but nobody is there, or I get touched out of nowhere. Do you get the same feeling, Wendy? No, I don't get the same feeling because I don't allow it in my mind. I don't allow it. Let me tell you why. Okay. When I was writing my book, and it was a book about demon hunting, basically. It was like Supernatural meets Constantine meets Tomb Raider. Like, that's the character of my character, but my character was like Constantine. Not really necessarily chasing demons back to hell, but just, and like supernatural, right? Just taking care of demons on the earth. But when I was researching, I got down a rabbit hole of demons, legions, the 7 levels of hell, because supposedly there's 7 levels of heaven and there's 7 levels of hell. And I can't find this research again to save my soul because Google wipes so much shit off from now. I think there was a lot of truth when Google became a Google and you could research stuff and find the information. But like I said, I think that's information that they don't want you to have anymore, and so it's gone. But I was researching the 7 levels of heaven and the 7 levels of hell, because remember, as above, so below. So anyway, I was looking up the 7 levels of hell, the dukes, the masters, like how you have archangels of heaven, you also have the dukes of hell. Ha! Dukes of hazards, the dukes of hell. But, and, they have a hierarchy system, and they have, like, you know, levels too, just like you have seraphims and angels and guardian angels and archangels and powers and principles and blah 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 blah. Well, hell is just the same way. You just, the deeper you go, the worse it gets. That's what I mean by you see how that cut off? That is yeah, that's Corona doing that to my voice. Anyway, so I was doing research, and I got going down this rabbit hole, because I was actually getting names. Even though you're not supposed to be saying their names, I was actually looking at their names. I would make up my own shit, but like I needed the name, the title, and what they were actually doing in hell. And then I would make up my own name, give them the same title and what they were actually doing in hell. Like I would use all of that, but I would change the name of the actual demon pretty close, to the name. Anyway, I was researching, and I was sitting at my desk just reading away on the computer. Well, the room around me, all of the sudden, like it got vacuum packed. It was like, and it was still, like still, but it was like even the air around me just, and I remember like when that happened, I was like, and I kind of was like trying to like see if I could hear, but it was almost like I went deaf, but you could feel the pressure. You could feel the pressure on your body. It was just, it was just, like squeezing. But I was concentrating on my ears. I was like, I can't hear anything. Like I couldn't hear anything. And then all of a sudden I heard, Wendy, in my ear. And yeah, you want to talk about jump the fuck up and leave that room. And I called my sister Sue, as I always do when I get into that kind of trouble, because she could talk to me, and then, we pray together, and, I spent time with her. And then I went back down in there and I got out of all that shit. But I mean, yeah. So, I think that definitely they can, where was I going with this? I lost your question. I hate it when my chat moves. Yeah, touching and patting. I don't allow it for that fact right there. Because when the whatever it was, and I honestly think, here's what I think. I think that it was a higher power that went, Wendy, in my ear to snap me out of it and stop me from going any further into that research. I honestly think that it was for my good. Like, I don't know if it was an angel that said, Wendy, or something bad that said, Wendy. But you definitely could tell from the air shifting out of the room that there was something there. Because like I said, it was like being in a vacuum packed sealer. And I couldn't hear. But then all of a sudden I heard that only in my ear. And I was like, okay. Like I can do research, but don't be going that deep anymore. Like it scared the shit out of me. So I don't allow them to touch me, because I don't want them whispering in my ear either. I don't want that. So Jane Vick says, I see white flashes in the corner of my eyes many times a day. What do you think that is? It's probably orbs and spirits flying around that you're finally now seeing. Hello says, why do you think currently there are fires going on and there is coldness in the west and east? What do you think is going on? And I have seen a lot of people say it's a spiritual thing. I don't think it's a spiritual thing. No, I don't think it's a spiritual thing. I think, like I said, that's weather warfare. I think it's weather warfare. And if you really think about this, now listen. You remember this last summer when you were actually out in the sun and how you could just fucking feel the heat from the sun? Like, immensely? Like, it's different. The sun is white, it's not yellow. It's a different type of heat, almost like a microwavable heat. Like, you could feel it on the inside of your skin, even like you were being cooked. All right? Now, let's go back. Let's go to today. How come all of a sudden it's fucking so cold that you can't feel the sun? I understand that it goes off into the southern hemisphere and it is farther away from the earth, but you should be able to feel some fucking heat from that sun, and you don't feel anything. It's just the sun is there, lighting everything up, and it's fucking cold. Now make that make sense. Make that make sense. If you can actually be in the sun and it's 120 and 130 degrees, but then all of a sudden it's wintertime and you're not feeling the heat from the sun, even though it's in the southern hemisphere, what? Make that make sense. How is that a thing? You should be able to feel some of that heat from that sun. It's the sun. And you can definitely feel it in the summertime. Even when it sets off behind the mountain, you can still feel some of that warmth from the sun, and it's not directly on me. But you're telling me that I've got direct path because it's in the south? I can't feel fucking anything? My water is froze? The snow? Put a lighter to the snow and it turns black instead of melts? You can't tell me that that's not weather warfare. I don't care. I don't care who says what. So, you can't tell me that there's not somebody fucking around with shit in the atmosphere. It was a divine presence saying Wendy. I mean, I would like to think so. But here's the thing, though. If I think that if I heard Wendy and I didn't stop what I was doing, I probably would have just got bitch slapped right out of that chair, honestly, instead of just getting up and leaving. That's what I think. Did you publish your book? Sounds like my type of reading. I did publish the book. Yep. Actually, I think I am going to ASMR my book. What do you guys think of that? After I do the first one of the one that I'm going to read about all the sex between lesbians and straights and fairies and demons, I'm going to read that one book first. And I'm not going to tell you the name of it because I don't want you going to research it. It's a thick fucking book, so it's going to take me a while to ASMR it. But after I ASMR that book, I'm thinking about ASMRing my book for you. What do you think about that? Chemtrails in the Earth tilted on its axis during the big tsunami a few years ago. Yeah, I mean, they're proving that the South and North Pole are traveling on the Earth. Yep. So, Grace says, "What is the name of it again?" Oh, I'm not gonna tell you the name. I'm just gonna ASMR it. I'm just gonna ASMR it. But I gotta get that other one going first. Because I think I promised Mary Hopkins I would ASMR that one. It was one of you, Marys. I said I would. So. Yeah. I got 48 likes. How sweet. Is there anybody that needs to or could give me 2 more likes just to get me to 50? Is there anybody that would be willing to do that? I just need 2 more likes to get to 50. Thank you. Whoever that was, thank you so much. I have a button. Well, gotta add a button. Hang on. I do. Thank you so much. Yeah, there you go. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Okay, your book sounds interesting, though. I'm ready for it. Yeah, I think I'm going to ASMR it, and I also want to animate it. I think it would be awesome as animation. So, I think so. Sorry, I forgot when I came in. Oh, it's okay, Mary. It's okay. I just wanted to see if I could get to 50. Now I got 53, so wonderful. I love it. I'm happy. I love to do 3D animation. I'm going to have to learn how to. I am not tech savvy at all. But sorry about that, guys. Is there any other questions for anybody? From anybody? So don't forget then that next Thursday's podcast is about mermaids, ETs, fays, fairies, elementals, shapeshifters, skinwalkers, lizard people, anything that is not a human. We'll talk about it. All right. You learned from 3D Blender. Oh, okay. I'll have to look that up. Listen, thank you. I wanted to 3D my whole book, though. Make it into like like a cartoon, but I need to write that down. 3D Blender. Let me put that down. Oh. There you go. All right. I get that wrote down. They said 2024 was the year of the truth. What do you think this year will be? Well, it's the year of the snake. So you have to play that into consideration, and it's a 9-year. So 9s are all about spirituality. 9s are about almost getting to the end of something, because then before the 10, but the 10 becomes the 1 if you go to single digits. So this is probably about completions. I know that astrologers are saying relationships are going to be fucking out the ass breaking up. This is going to be the year for 9 completions. So a lot of relationships are going to be ending this year. And a lot of people are going to be dying this year. Not necessarily due to COVID, even though that's probably a good case, but a lot of old people that are just trying to hang on tooth and nail, trying to live out their life. There's going to be a lot of people dying this year because it's a 9. It's a completion. Now, with that being said, it's a year of the snake. It's also going to be a year of transformation because a snake sheds its skin. So it's going to be a year of shedding old shit that no longer works for you, which is also endings. It's going to be a year of endings. But remember that snakes are sneaky. Snakes can get under and through and around everything almost. It's hard to see a snake in the leaves. It's hard to see a snake in the tree. It's hard to see a snake when it's camouflage. It's hard to see a snake in the grass. It's hard to see a snake. So it's going to be a year of the fucking ignorant, stupid ass people that want to act like a snake are going to be out thick this year also. All right. That's what I think. So, Blender Guru. Okay, I'll get it. Blender Guru. Let me change that. Okay. Alrighty, I got it. Blender Guru. I'm Spud's Guru. Don't forget. I'm Spud's Guru. Donna Price says, how does the moon connect to our reincarnation? Does the moon trap us here? No. The moon doesn't have nothing to do with anything. If the moon is really the moon and not a spaceship, like they think. If the moon is really a moon and it is a body of something out there floating around, then it just connects to your emotions. It doesn't have nothing to do with your reincarnation. No. Reincarnation is about you not learning lessons. Reincarnation is about your past life. You was probably a rapist, a murderer, killed somebody somehow, some way, and didn't pay for your crimes. That's usually why people reincarnate, and that's why it's never ending, is because you come in as a bad person, and then you come in as a victim of the thing that you were a bad person from. And if you don't learn forgiveness, you're coming back again as a bad person. And if you don't learn not to be a bad person, you're going to come in as the opposite person, having to deal with the thing like the bad person that you were. And if you don't learn forgiveness, it's just going on and on and on and on and on. That is why you reincarnate. It has nothing to do with the moon. It's about you learning your lesson. All right. I honestly don't think this is the age of Aquarius just yet. I think we're on the brink of age of Aquarius. But I honestly don't believe the age of Aquarius is really going to start until 2026. Like, we may be in the shadows of age of Aquarius, but, you know. You said that the earth is basically hell. Mm-hmm. So do you think that there is a heaven or hell? And or do you just think that nothingness, like some people? No. I believe that this is your training ground for your karma. I think that this is the dense earth population where you get stuck in 3D about learning your karma and about learning your lessons. But you do go to heaven. I do believe heaven is a place, but I don't believe in hell. Because, and here's why. And if you think about this, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, it does say that. In the Bible, as much as I don't really kind of honestly don't believe that the Bible is 100% accurate either, but those people had to get the messages and the downloads from somewhere. Granted, okay? So everybody was probably a prophetic writer in the Bible. But the Bible does say, every knee shall bend and every head shall bow. All right. Now, with that being said, and they want to teach you that hell is a place of purgatory and that you can't come back from that, then how is it that when they think that the second coming is coming, no matter what that means, how is it that every knee is going to bend and every head is going to bow if you've got 1/3 of the people banished because they went to hell? Then that would be a lie, because it says every. Every is a word meaning from the day that anything was ever created till now. That's every soul. Every soul. So if that was the case, every knee shall bend and every head shall bow. It doesn't say the people that made it from 2000 BC to now. It doesn't say 1/8 of the population. It doesn't say the 144,000. It doesn't say half of anything living. It says every, and every is every. So if hell was a real place where you disappeared forever, then how would that be possible that every head shall bow and every knee shall bend? It isn't. And I don't believe that God, our Father, our Creator, and the guy in the universe is about hell and brimstone. Because if you think about being a parent, now listen, if you think about being a parent, so, okay, so say you had kids, and you told your kids before you left for work, hey, don't play baseball in the front yard because I don't want the baseball coming through the kitchen window. I just replaced that window with a special window that your mom picked out, and it's got special glass in it, and it's this and that and another and a third, and I don't want you kids playing baseball out in the front yard anymore because I don't want that window broke. So you go off to work, and your kids, who don't listen because they're kids, go out there and play baseball out in the front yard and fucking whack that window right out with that baseball. Okay. You as a parent, are you going to come home every fucking day for the rest of their life and beat their ass? Are you as a parent? So if you're not going to do that because you are a loving parent, what fucking makes you think that God would do that to you when you sin? Like, make that make sense. He wouldn't. Yes, you get disciplined just like the loving father that he is, but you're not fucking going to be sent to hell. You're not going to be fucking banished. You're not going to be fucking tormented for the rest of your life just because you fucking didn't listen, because we have free will. If he really wanted you to fucking listen to every word that he said, he wouldn't give you free will. Period. And there's not a parent on this earth that would beat their children every day of their life for not listening to them. There isn't. I mean, there's abusive parents. Yes, there is. But even when the kids grow up and get away from the house, did the parents fucking chase them and beat them every day for the shit that they done when they were little? No. So why would you ever think that God was the same fucking creator as that? Did you see that orb? So, just saying, why would you think that? He's a loving God. He's an understanding God. And he loves you. And he forgives you. And he wants the best for you. And yes, sometimes you get off the path. But when you do, you're learning your lessons yourself. That's it. So yes, I believe that hell is here. I believe you're learning your lessons here. And I believe that if you don't learn your lessons, you're coming back. But I also believe that when you die, you go to a life review, just like the NDEs say. You go through a life review and you get to hang out there, and then you get to decide when you're coming back. But you are definitely coming back if you did not learn your lesson. You just get to decide when. There is no such thing as soul swapping, destiny swapping. For fuck's sakes. Whoever started that shit should be throat punched or kicked right in their ass. There's no such thing as soul swapping, destiny swapping. If that was the case, then every motherfucker wanted to do something bad. All they would have to do is, oh, hey, I killed this person, but let's soul swap now so you can take the fucking blame for all of this and I can go live on my life someplace else happy. Really? Come on. How is anybody ever going to learn their lessons? How is anybody ever going to go through karma if there was such a thing as soul swapping, destiny swapping? You wouldn't. Because you would do everything bad and then jump bodies as soon as the bad got going back at you. You just jumped ship. You would never learn fucking anything. So how is that a thing? It's not. It's not a thing. It will never be a thing. So stupid that anybody would think that that was a thing. All right, let me see where I'm at. All right. Okay. Lessons, yes. Yes, Derek, holy. Read the Quran, you won't be confused. Lucifer says, every knee shall bend, every head shall bow. But where? Heaven or hell? Wherever you are. Probably in heaven, I would probably say. I don't think it's going to be here because if every knee shall bend and every head shall bow, then you would already be in your light body. That's what I think. I think when the Bible talks about being caught up in heaven with Jesus, I honestly think that that's about human race getting into the light body. I don't believe that Jesus is coming down on a cloud to save you from the retribution of the rest of the world. No. I believe that I believe that you would be in your light body, just not being on earth anymore because you've learned your lessons. So, but heaven or hell? Well, hell is here and heaven's above us. So take your pick. Hell is not a place of fire, brimstone, damnation, and gnashing of teeth. It is not that. What about cremated people? They have no head or body to bow. Well, it's their soul, though. So, I think I'm talking about soul here. So, I don't think cremation is a sin, guys. It's just your meat suit. Souls can't be destroyed. It's the law of physics. Energy cannot be destroyed nor created. Energy is just something that goes on and on and on and on and on. And you are a ball of energy, which means you have been going on in the past and you are going to go on in the future. You cannot be created nor destroyed. You have always been here since day one when God and Shadow created. You have been created too. You just don't remember all of the past lives that you've ever been into. But you will always be a ball of energy. You cannot be destroyed. That is physics 101. Yeah, I think we are all entwined. Yes. I think we are definitely all entwined. Yep. I do think we are all one. Mm-hmm. So, I honestly think that your soul, your soul is your heart space. Your soul is here. Your soul is your heart space. But I think that your aura makes you bigger than you really are. I think your aura, is out here and I think your aura is actually the part of you that may be psychic. I think that your aura, because it is part of you, but it's in the ethereals, it could be fucking make you, if you were on a picture with an aura camera, you may look like you're 7 feet tall for your auras. So I think that's like antennas for you to be picking up your information and putting it into your head. That's what I think. So, yeah, that's what I think. All right. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? There's so much that we don't know. There's so much you're never going to know. The universe is vast. And all of the universe are vast. And all of the parallel universes you could possibly on are numerous. I don't think anybody's going to know 100% of anything at any time. So that's what I think. I think there's so much to learn. And it's pretty much just all a guessing game. We've got a troll. Oh, no, just another reading. Barno, we're not doing tarot card readings. This is a podcast. We're just chit-chatting. The next tarot card reading is tomorrow, Friday at 2. Okay? Catch me tomorrow at 2. That's the next tarot card reading. I wonder about the etymology of the word aura. It sounds similar to the first 2 letters of oracle. And I wonder if they're related. I think so. I would think so, Rachel. Yeah. Wendy, do you think God has a favorite? Because before the devil was the devil, he said God favored the devil. Right. As Lucifer. Like some people would say you're God's favorite because you don't have any issues. I don't know about favorite. I would imagine, like I said, I would imagine that there are different ranks of spiritual beings, of celestials, and I would probably say that the universe in of itself knows everything, but in of itself also sends you angels to help you, even though I don't think it would have to. I think the universe could just help you. But if celestials were actually like any kind of angel, no matter what it is, seraphim, cherub, archangel, guardian angel, just an angel, no matter what, I don't really think that God had favorites as much as God had a job for Lucifer. And maybe one of the jobs was very important when it came to humans. Not so much of a favorite, more like a title. You know what I'm saying? Like when you have a title of a supervisor, a manager, a lead, stuff like that. It's like they have an importance and they have a job to do, but they're not really necessarily any company's favorite. You know what I mean. Yes, there's favorites in fucking companies. I get it. But you know what I'm saying. I think that Lucifer, if he was not really so much God's right-hand man, but just an important piece to humans somehow, then I don't think it's a favorite. I would just think it was placing an importance for them to make sure that we are okay. I don't know how to put that in words, though, honestly. I don't know if that even makes sense, but... You too. Thank you, Soul Deep. Scorp Royalty says, the scientist conducted a study that observed people... See your breath. Observed people close to death at death. And after they died, and results. Oh, yeah. Right. I get you what you're saying. So basically, they weighed the body when it was alive versus they weighed the body when it's dead without embalming them or anything like that. Scorp Royalty. That's actually very interesting. Wendy, do you think people can feel your aura when you walk into a room? Yes. I think some people are very susceptible to other people's auras. And I think that's why energy vampires exist, is because when you're giving off a lot of energy or your aura is super there, people can siphon off of that. I just had a tap on the back of my back here, so yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think people can feel your energy, and I think feeling your energy is probably your aura. I think that's probably right. Yep. I think that's probably right. Yeah, it's getting cold in here. Ooh. Needed to slide that heater over there closer to me, but I didn't do it. So, yeah. I think your energy and your aura are probably one and the same. It's just how you're going to look at it. All right. Trolls are back out again, huh? All right. Well, I mean, we're not going to be on here for very much. We've already been on here for 3 hours. And there's only 15 people in here. Are you guys like good to go? Or is there anything else you want to discuss? Or these podcasts aren't normally that long. So don't forget next Thursday's podcast is about mermaids, ETs, fays, fairies, elementals, skinwalkers, lizard people, anything that can exist without being human. All right. I like that it was longer today. Yeah, I mean, as long as you guys are interacting with me and we're having discussion, I mean, we could stay on here until midnight. So, I mean, I wouldn't care. But if the, the temperature of the room, chat room dies down, there's no sense in staying. So, all right. And then don't forget tomorrow's Friday. It's free for all Friday. All right. First question is free. Anything after that has to come with the super chat. But the tarot reading does start at 2. All right. But I love you all. Thank you guys for being here and making this a very lively podcast. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. Universe was like, if you're going to do it, you need to get it done so that it becomes a thing and a routine in people's lives. So here we are. So I love you all. Thank you for being here. And make sure you guys stay safe, stay dry, stay warm. And I love you. And I will see you tomorrow at 2. All right. I love you guys. Good night. Love you all.